Yeah, I was testing if the microphone works and stuff. Okay, I'm not gonna make an echo. Hey everyone, welcome back to another live stream. I've not been live in quite. It's only been like a week or two. I was gonna go live on the PS4, but I don't know. I mean, I might if I do go on the PS4, I might go live on there later. But today we're gonna be taking apart my desktop PC hard drive, and we're gonna be cleaning the pins, on the motor that spins up the disc. So I'm just hoping it gets a better contact, because I'm just hoping it does. So you can probably see that I am using my iPhone repair kit to open up this hard drive. That's just how it is. I did get 2 screws out. Let's get the rest of them out. So I'm going to put the phone somewhere. Where can I put the phone? I'm probably going to put the phone... I don't know. I kind of want to hold it at the same time because I want to show you guys. But then the hard drive, look at this. This screw, because of this kind of thing, I knew it was going to fit. I did have my main screwdriver, which I always used. This just slips against the screws. So if I keep trying to turn the screw, it's going to keep slipping, and eventually it's going to strip them. So I don't want strip screws. I want them perfectly how they are. So I've taken out 2 screws very easily. The first time when you do open this, you do need to kind of have a bit of torque on it. So the more torque, the more it will kind of free up. So once I take all these screws out, I can take off the motherboard. I'm really hoping I can. Otherwise, if I can't, then this entire thing is just going to be a fail. So I'm gonna now take off all the screws. I'm still configuring where I can put my phone. I'm thinking, yeah, maybe I could put my phone. Maybe I can get on this thing here, and then where I normally would put my laptop. I barely have to go on my laptop these days. I honestly don't have time for anything. I'm constantly being rushed all the time, so I will barely have time. If I do have time, though, eventually I will. Anyways, I'm gonna get some lighting because the phone just sees shadows. So I'm gonna get some lighting going on here so you guys can see. I don't know if I'm gonna take it apart on the floor, but if that's my only choice, I need to. Otherwise, I'm comfortable with taking it apart on the bed, but I guess I can't because I need to put the phone somewhere. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the light now. So I'll be right back. Hold on. Oh, I'm gonna be here with you guys, but what's it called? There we go. We got some lighting now. Now I can see what the phone sees. Okay. Hopefully the phone doesn't slip, because I could just pull this like that. There we go. Okay. And that's good enough. Alright. Now these screws, I'm going to put the 2 screws that I've already taken out on there. I'm going to get the hard drive, and I'm going to take out the screws. Ready? So I'm just going to get the hard drive now. I'm going to show you guys what it's like, my point of view of how I do it. So obviously this is in the phone, but still. So I'm going to get this screw right there. It's a perfect fit as well. It's like, you can see the screwdriver stuck, yeah? Hear this, guys. Hold on. Oh, I might have to do this off camera, so it's really stuck on there. What about this screw here? This screw might actually work. There we go. You know when it makes that sound when you haven't opened something in ages, and it kind of make that t sound, yeah. That's how you know. I mean, this is all these screws are kind of micro component screws, so I do like oh my god, my phone's fucking slipping. Yeah, my phone is on charge, because yeah, I'm gonna have to pull the thing closer to me then. Hold on. I'll have to pull this thing closer. Let me just do that. Just so you guys can see. Just making it easier for my phone so it doesn't, if I do, because look, my phone's charging cable is right there, because I kind of pulled on and my phone starts slipping. So if I put my phone there, hopefully my phone could still see something. There we go. Okay, let's get the... Alright guys, ready? So I got 3 screws out. I got the 2 screws out when I wasn't live, but I thought, why not just go live anyways? Then I could catch up with what I was doing these past days. So I might have to do this shit off camera because this screw's not moving. There we go. It just takes some torque. And eventually the screw does come out. Look, the screw does eventually come out. The phone's going to do background blur. But yeah, it is coming out though. There we go. That's one screw. I need to do the second one there, so I might have to do it off camera because I can't. There we are. You guys probably heard that. And the screw is coming out. If I just... I'm doing this all with the iPhone repair kit. iPhone repair kit. That's... Basically, you kind of see the motherboard is now coming out like that. So I'm going to go ahead and get the last screw. Just so. Oh wait, didn't get it close good enough. There we go. We got the last screw out as well. So if you take a look, the last screw is coming out.
Mommy say you clean
Hold
the
on.
wall. Which wall you clean?
Alright guys, so as I was showing you guys, well, I got interrupted there, but anyways, yeah, so the motherboard does come out, and it comes out nicely. We do have the pins for the motor, the ones that connect to it, and it's literally just 2 pins. Look, if you guys look closely, it's just 2 pins. So I think there's some RAM on this hard drive as well, which is very nice. But all these contacts I will be cleaning eventually. Yeah, I'd like to get this hard drive working perfectly fine. I like to clean contacts because it's just better. Oh, this kind of does look like an IDE connection. If you take a closer look, if you look at the connection right there, it does definitely look like an IDE connection. Yeah, it's got the pins just like IDE or just like a CPU. That's very nice, and it's got this layer or something. Look, if I show you guys, if I take off this layer, look at this. I don't know why it has that layer, but you've got the actual bare hard drive itself. It looks brand new from behind. What does this look like? I think this is a little sheet to kind of dissipate the heat or something. What does it smell like? It doesn't really smell like much, but yeah, that sheet is there for a reason, I think. Here we are. So pretty much you can do this at home as well. All you need is the right tools. Where's my screwdriver gone? Put it somewhere, didn't I? Where on earth did I put my screwdriver? Screwdriver's disappeared now. Oh, it dropped. I didn't realize. So pretty much this is the screw that I'm using. If it's gonna focus on this, there we go. That's the screw bit I'm using. So pretty much just got the hard drive here, the actual hard drive, and I've got its motherboard right there. So I'm gonna get, oh, why is that always full? I don't get it. Yeah, I need to clean the connectors, and I mean it may just work the same. Doesn't matter what way I clean it. But it's a good thing to clean it anyways. I think these big chips on here, especially because it's always the long chips that I keep thinking is the RAM. This long chip here is always good. I always think it's the RAM. It could actually be a RAM. I don't know. Normally it is RAM if it's a long chip like that, or sometimes it can be this chip there, which I think that's the actual CPU. You can actually see the CPU there. That's the actual CPU there. Yeah, though I like how they engineer this stuff. Though it's literally like it's literally amazing. I like how they do it, because it's just they do it so well. This hard drive is fairly new because it's from February 2016, I think it was. It said on the hard drive itself, but imagine us plugging in a motherboard. Just if you just plug in a motherboard and it starts reading stuff. Well, I don't know. Either this could be RAM, or that could be like, or probably not video memory. That's probably the bigger RAM. That's probably the smaller RAM, or something like that. Is one of those. Because I know hard drives also use RAM as well, but they use like 6 megabytes. Minimum like 3, maximum like probably a gigabyte. But again, hard drive doesn't need so much RAM. But I think there's one chip on here that probably controls the speed of the motor. I don't know what chip that could be. Maybe that chip is probably like, so like on my other hard drive that, you know, that falls asleep on Windows, like sometimes, my original laptop hard drive, that chip could probably be that chip there, or that chip there. It could just be the RAM controlling that, or could just be the CPU. Now how I can tell the difference between the CPU and the RAM, if you just look at kind of first glance, if you just take a look, a CPU is always on anything. A CPU is always this kind of shape there, and the RAM is always that shape there. So that's the only way I can tell. Otherwise, I'm not sure, because sometimes the CPU die is a long die, but I don't know. Yeah. So I'm gonna get this cleaned. I got my breakfast here, so I've got to have that at the same time, but I don't want to get this hard drive all messy, so I'm going to get some baby wipes. I know it's pretty unusual to clean the hard drive with baby wipes, but I'm going to do that anyways, because I just feel like. I'm going to take the phone off here, show you guys what it's like. So I had the phone on there. Now I'm going to get my baby wipe. I've already cleaned the SATA connectors. All I need to clean is the actual connectors that go to the motor and shit. I know some hard drives do use security talks. Well, not security talks, just regular talks bit. But that's like, you know, that's only just for the motherboard. But not just for the motherboard. All hard drives most hard drives these days. Not really these days, but you know, most mechanical hard drives, laptop ones, SATA 2 or SATA 3, they always use talks, which I guess is good. That's like most security you can get for a hard drive. But if you want even more security, you can just get security talks. But anyways, so we got a baby wipe and we got our tissue here. And basically, I'm just gonna clean the motherboard. So turn around. So yeah, I'm doing this because I thought, why not just go live? So let's clean the connector pins that goes up to the thing. And this does remind me of something, but I forgot what it was. These connector pins. I just forgot what it was that it reminded me of. But yeah, I'm just hoping that the hard drive does still boot up and launch Windows 10. I mean, boot Windows 10, not launch Windows 10. I mean, these connectors were clean anyways. I just thought, why not just clean them even more? Because the more cleaner the connection, the more stable it will be. It helps in stability and how it will read and stuff. Because the motor speed does kind of matter here. It's supposed to be like brand new, basically. Now these socket pins here on this side, the one that goes with the kind of IDE kind of connection. I don't know how to clean the socket itself. One thing I do know though, I think I know how to clean the pins themselves. So the motherboard pretty much is clean enough anyways. It doesn't need any more cleaning. I'm going to set that aside there. I'm going to get the motor, which obviously has the 4 connectors on it. Yeah, I'm going to get the motor. I might take this protective sheet off just because it's easier. Yeah, there we go. It kind of exposes it a little bit more. Easier to clean. But yeah, I mean pretty much though. It's gonna work the same, but I'm cleaning it anyways because I wanted to have a stable, firm connection between the motor connectors and that. I don't want to put any fingerprints on these connectors because if you touch these connectors, right, it's not gonna really work the same again. I don't think it will anyways, but I don't know. It will. It just wouldn't look as shiny. That's all that there is to it. But it is important to clean connectors because if you don't clean the connectors, then it's gonna go dirty and it's not gonna be good. So I would recommend 100% clean the connectors. Just because why not? And now I've got to clean the IDE socket pins, which is the hardest part for me because this is the part, yeah, where it controls the arm. So I've got to clean these IDE. Well, I mean, I say IDE, but it looks like that. Even though I know it could be SATA 3, it looks like it is. But this is just my desktop hard drive. I'm only doing this just so all the connectors and shit is clean on there. Because I want a good firm connection. Again, this is not a very long process. It only takes like a few seconds. But I'm doing this just so I can perform the maintenance it needs and shit. Well, I'm not trying to damage any pins or anything. Oh, I accidentally blew off the cover. Let's put this back on. Yeah, pretty much it's gonna work the same, but it's gonna be a little bit more improved. I'm also gonna try my best to make sure that the female, well, not the female pole, but the pins connectors, not the pins connectors, the socket clean. Because if the socket isn't clean, then I don't know, but I mean, pretty much it is clean. It's just all it has to do is receive some sort of input from the motherboard. Pretty much then it's clean. Because from who gave me this hard drive, the person who gave me this hard drive along with the rest of the desktop that I have, he doesn't really take so much care of his stuff, so I thought, why not just clean the hard drive? Pretty much it's gonna work the same. I know it's gonna work the same. Pretty much it is. I don't know. I should see a little performance increase. If not, then I don't know. There we go. Connectors are back in. Now I just gotta put all these screws back on, which is easy. Easy stuff. Really easy stuff. Accidentally dropped my phone, guys. My phone's so fucking slippery. But yeah, now I just gotta screw all this stuff back together, which is okay. Screwing back together is so easy, honestly. Anyone can do this, literally. Okay, I don't know what that. Okay, my phone is just. Oh man, it was on the selfie camera. I didn't realize. Yeah, my screwdriver wants to keep rolling off. I don't want it to roll off though. I've screwed in one screw there. Oh yeah, let me just put my phone back on here. I might have to put it on top of the baby wipes though. Actually, no, I might have to put it. I gotta take care of these screws first. So let me get all these screws. These screws are tiny, so I just want to make sure that all these screws are safe. Yeah, all these tiny screws here are safe. So I'm gonna do that. Put my phone back where it was and start getting screwed in, just like this. It's a little hard in working this angle, but I'm only just doing this just for you guys. I know when you guys are not watching my stream, I know you guys don't really care, but I'm bored, so I just wanna get this done with, you know. I don't know if you want to screw them in so tight, but you know, it's really up to who's screwing it in. You know, I'm screwing all these screws in right now. Yeah, I like how it has a firm kind of grip to it. It has a very nice firm grip. I really like that about this screwdriver. It's just the bit I'm using. It's made for the phone's components. So it's not only just got that, it's also got the triangle bit as well. So just in case I can't take my phone to the phone repair shop, I can just do this, which is really good. So you gotta make sure all these screws are in or screwed in. Yeah, the important part though is the motor and the arm. This screwdriver is not really magnetic, but I'll see what I can do. But what's it called? The most important part is the motor and the arm, or the head that goes inside of the hard drive. If the connectors for those are not clean, your performance on your hard drive will decrease massively. So if your hard drive is dusty, you definitely want to give your connectors a clean, because dust can actually kind of interfere with the connection and make it more unstable than it already is. So you can still get a connection, but it will just be more unstable. It wouldn't be the stablest. I hate when these screws fall, especially tiny screws, because I just can't find them. Yeah, let me just put it in. Okay, it's in the screw hole. Let me just screw it in for you guys, just so you guys could see this. Gotta make sure all the screws are tight, but not too tight, obviously. There we are. That's how you do it. Now, another thing. Okay, it keeps rolling off. What's going on with my screwdriver today? Another thing that I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna clean the. I have cleaned the connectors before. I'm gonna clean them again though, just so we get a good firm connection. And by doing this, this is amazing. By doing this amazing thing, your hard drive will work perfectly fine. So, I'm gonna also try and solder the power supply connectors to this. That might be a part 2. But I'll have to see though, because normally it's not a part 2. Normally I do that kind of stuff in one whole thing if I'm already live beforehand anyways. But yeah, safety connectors are easily cleaned. that's really it. That's all. That's most of the connectors on the hard drive clean. The only thing that I didn't really pay attention to is that these little pins here. You see these pins here? Besides the SATA connector? Yeah, right there. Some hard drives use them, some hard drives don't. Most hard drives I use, they don't use them. I think the hard drive on my PS4 probably does. I don't quite remember. I don't know if it does or not. I can't quite remember. I do have another hard drive that has one of these pins. So it's good to have a hard drive like that. So this hard drive pretty much all clean. I could try and clean the hard drive itself just to make it appear more nicer. Let me just do that. Clean the hard drive and the sticker. There we go. And yeah, baby wipes always do the job. I don't know what it is about baby wipes, but they're just amazing. And there we are. That's how you clean a hard drive. It's also going to help with heat dissipation and performance. So 2 things it's going to help with: heat dissipation and performance. The reason it's going to help with heat dissipation, the more cleaner it is, because if there's dirt on there that's kind of preventing the heat, it's not really going to act like a heatsink then. But the more you have this thing clean, the more better it will perform. Yep, the hard drive smells fresh. Okay, amazing. That's one thing done. Put the hard drive back where it was now. So when I get this PC working again, because the power supply at the moment, the power supply is not acting good, so it was acting really strange actually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and solder the loose wire that I found out yesterday. So there was a loose wire on the power supply. I didn't find that out yesterday. I found out like a week ago. I think it must have been a week ago or like a few days back. I took apart the power supply. There was a loose wire, so I was like, okay, if that's the case, that's why it wasn't turning on. That's why the power supply didn't bother to turn itself on, to turn the PC on. That makes sense, because I can just solder that wire back in. That must have just been, I probably didn't notice that wire came loose when I was putting the power supply, or when I was cleaning the power supply. But when I put the power supply back together, I didn't really notice that the cable was loose, because I didn't know. But yeah, now I know. That transformer that popped last time, I didn't smell anything. I only just saw, it was only a visual effect. I didn't smell anything. I didn't see any smoke. So we might be good. Look, one thing is, right, after something pops inside of your power supply, especially if it's a power supply, you don't want to, if you don't see any smoke, or if you don't smell anything, you don't want to shove your nose into the power supply just smelling if there's any smoke, because that's not good either. Because the electric is still going to be in the air as well, so you got to be very careful with that stuff. But anyways, I know something didn't really burn. I mean, something did explode in the past. So that's probably why there was, when I was cleaning the power supply, I saw to one of the smaller capacitors, there was a little, it looked like one of the capacitors did explode inside, but somehow the power supply still works. I don't know, it's a little bit dodgy, so I would just say I would probably solder the wire back in if that doesn't help. If the power supply is still acting as it, if it's still acting the same, or if it's still being the same, I may as well just buy a new power supply, because honestly, this is second-hand hardware. This is second-hand hardware. This is why you don't get second-hand hardware. But if I can get this power supply working again, then all I have to do is just hook up the system back up. First thing I always do when I have a problem like this, obviously if I look at the power supply first. There was a little bit of dust on one of the components on the power supply. That's probably why it runs so loud, or runs full speed. The other reason why it was probably running full speed as well, is also because of weather damage. Also because that wire, I mean, Could the wire really be that weak though? That was really strange though. One of the capacitors did look like they kind of got fat, but I saw that was there before. Doesn't really matter. I mean, as long as the capacitor still works, that's fine. But yeah, I've seen if you feed too much current through one of those electrolyte capacitors, they do eventually blow up. They actually explode. They go, poof. And apparently you see like fur and stuff from the thing. I'm like, where the hell did the fur come from? And it turns out it comes from the capacitor. I don't know why they use that kind of stuff, but I don't know. I don't know what the heck that fur is there for. Probably just there for like the insulation or something. I don't know. It's just funny just seeing one of those electrolyte capacitors just explode, and then all you see is just fur, and it looked like a bird or chicken just exploded. But even though it just turned out to be a fucking capacitor. Yeah, so pretty much now the hard drive is done. Now I'm going to move on to another hard drive. So pretty much now I'm just going to give this hard drive a nice clean. This is not a mechanical hard drive, this is the SSD. I'm giving the SSD a nice little clean. Just so it can perform nice and it can have good cooling. So it's always a good thing to clean your stuff, guys, because if you don't clean your stuff, it's going to go dirty at one point. And even if your house isn't really all that dusty, it's still going to get dirty and dusty. So I would just recommend clean your stuff, guys, because honestly, I think you guys should clean your stuff anyways. So yeah, there we go. SSD's part of it's clean. SSD compared to a mechanical hard drive, SSD is like really light. It's only like 10 milligrams. So honestly, it's really light. It barely has any weight to it. It's all because it's all digital. It's nothing mechanical. Because anything that spins is always going to be heavy. Not exactly everything, but just some things. Yeah, SSD is really good, but this is only just 120 gigabytes. I probably wouldn't recommend using a 120 gigabyte SSD in a PS4. Definitely not in a PS4, because a PS4 would just say it needs more storage to actually run the software on it. So I would just say use this for something like an Xbox 360, because currently in my Xbox 360 I've got it all like default, because I've got, how many, what was it again? Yeah, 60 gigabytes storage of just a mechanical hard drive. And I'm thinking if I add 120 gigabytes to it, because I know the Xbox 360 does support it, but apparently if I add this SSD to it, I don't know what kind of program they did to the hard drive, but apparently it wouldn't have the original Xbox thing anymore. So it won't be able to play original Xbox, but I don't know. I don't think that's so true, but I don't know, to be honest. I would still do it anyways, just so, because if you run your games off an SSD in an Xbox 360, that's going to be amazing, isn't it? Now I'll have to see how much storage is in this 360 Slim, because I could give this hard drive to my brother's Xbox 360 Slim. That could just work for him, because whenever he goes on his Xbox, it takes time to load. So it does make sense, because obviously by adding an SSD to an Xbox, it'll perform perfect. So yeah, I'm gonna probably give this SSD to him if he really needs it. Depends if his hardware is being slower than mine, because currently right now my desktop isn't so slow. It's decent. It's fine. So I could take this for myself or give it to him. I don't know what I can do at the moment. I might give it to him if he really needs it. I will ask him as well. If he really needs an SSD in his Xbox, I will give it to him. I know how to do the transfer. It's all literally, I will have to see the space though on his Xbox. If he's got like say 80 gigabytes of storage, this would be amazing upgrade to his Xbox. Because I know he's probably got 240 gigabytes, which is fine enough. But again, if you want something like an SSD, then I would just take this. But obviously, if you wanted more storage, then I have to buy a 240 gigabyte SSD. Otherwise, then I'll probably just use this for my desktop or my Xbox. So, whichever one. So yeah, pretty much now I'm gonna clean the contacts. The hard drive connects. But yeah, Windows 10 on an SSD though, it's perfect. Literally, I'm not even joking. Boot time may not be as quick, but when you boot into hold on. When you guys boot into Windows 10, may not be that quick actually compared to an old mechanical hard drive. Yeah, pretty much the contacts are clean on this thing now. Yeah, my voice is going, by the way. Yeah, so pretty much this SSD is clean now, so it'll be better for airflow. So I'm just gonna add this to my little pile of hard drives that I've already got. So get that screwdriver. The screwdriver's a bit far right now. I need to have my breakfast because my breakfast has gone fucking cold now. So amazing. Probably in a minute I might go get the soldering iron. I might go get the soldering iron in a minute. And solder the power supply cable connectors. And guess what, guys? That loose wire turned out to be for the little switch that's on there. So I'm not talking about the switch that switches it to 240 volts or 115. I'm talking about the switch that you physically turn the power supply on and off with. That's built into the power supply. That switch, I think it was the white cable. It was like the black cable. I think it was the black cable that disconnected from that switch. So now it's my job to solder that back in. Now with the soldering iron, you will need flux as well, because I have seen lots of repairs and stuff. I will also look forward to, well, if my power supply doesn't turn on after I fix it, or after I guess what happened to it, and try and fix it, I will get a YouTube video and seeing why my power supply won't turn on. Obviously, it could be a basic issue like a blown capacitor, but it worked fine when those capacitors were gone fat anyways. So pretty much, I don't know if it's a bad capacitor, but that's what the diagnostics look like though. Yeah, my phone charger is getting really hot. But yeah, I'm thinking though, because currently there's a lot of corrupted sectors on this SSD for no reason. I've got a game on my Xbox 360 I can probably move to this SSD. And then, pretty much there'll be no, everything would fully load because it's all on the SSD. Pretty much it'll be fine. And then next thing I'm gonna test is a game on the PS4. So I'm gonna get this hard drive, obviously. Now this is an SSD, so if somebody gave me a 500 gigabyte SSD and it's fully working, first thing I'd use it for, it'd have to be for my PS4. But at the moment, I don't know. I would just use it as a secondary hard drive. If not, I'll just use it for my laptop, or even my desktop PC. Because my desktop PC, the hard drive that I was just cleaning, not the SSD, the mechanical hard drive that I showed you guys, that's a 500 gigabyte hard drive. But this SSD is 120 gigabyte. But I bought this SSD only just so that I have, so I've got more efficiency in the hardware that I use it in. And also because SSD produces barely any heat, and it saves way more power than a normal mechanical hard drive. So there you go, guys. SSD is the way to go in anything you use these days. If you use a laptop, 100% for a laptop, definitely, because honestly, SSDs are originally designed for a laptop anyways, just because laptops are way more slower than desktops. And that's kind of, I don't know. Depends what read and write speed is, because if it's like SATA 1, man, you need to get like SATA 2 or something, because honestly, the least that I can go in the hard drives is SATA 2, the most is SATA 3. So the more read and write speeds, the better, because I want the fastest read and write speeds, I want the fastest performance, best performance ever. SSD would cover all of that, so yeah, and it doesn't have to be just for a laptop, even though SSDs are 2.5 inches, they can be used for desktops. So, well, I mean, SSDs could be used for pretty much anything. Anything that has a SATA connector, I'm not even joking, you can literally use an SSD, and you can get so much more performance, way less loading, faster boot times. So SSDs are known for fast boot times because it's just proven, and obviously just because the way that they're designed, the way that SSDs work, it's literally just a few chips. It's no spinning parts, no moving parts, nothing. Just a few chips. That's it. That's how they work. And obviously by its name is solid state. Now I don't know. There was one hard drive out there. I think it's called Seagate Firecuda hard drive. That's designed for gaming, so it should have more read speeds than write speeds. But basically, the hard drive is it's like a hybrid between a mechanical hard drive and an SSD. Now the mechanical hard drive is 5400 RPM. 5400 RPM is pretty good. Just on the laptop side. The PS4 side of things, I would go for 7200 RPM, and also along with that, I would go with SATA 3. I don't know if that hard drive SATA 3, but I wouldn't just go for a hybrid. I would just go straight up for an SSD, because eventually that hard drive part is gonna fail. But yeah, guys, so pretty much, I would just recommend you guys, anything you guys use these days, say if you've got an old Windows 98 desktop PC, or Windows XP, and then you run, say, GTA 5 or GTA 4 on there. You know how you've got the mechanical hard drive on there, and it takes ages to load? If you somehow clone that drive to an SSD, basically by cloning I mean get a software or app on your PC with that mechanical hard drive. Keep it on, obviously. But you need to make sure that the SSD has more space than your current hard drive. So from that hard drive, what you want to do is if you're running on the desktop, then obviously you want to basically create another partition. Or if you like to use third party software, which I just told you guys, you can just get an app and do it. If whatever is easier to you guys. If creating a partition is easy, go for that. If creating a if you guys prefer to get an app on your PC, that could basically it does the same thing anyways. It just creates another partition on your hard drive, doesn't it? It basically clones Windows. So basically you're cloning your current OS along with all of your data, all of your photos, everything. You're taking everything for one hard drive, and you can do a sector by sector copy, which I would definitely recommend. That's how you get the most detailed copy. It will take more time though. If you just want to do a quick copy, then it's really up to you. But I would go for sector by sector, because even though it takes more time, it's gonna everything, all the details of the hard drive is all gonna go into the SSD. So when you boot off your SSD, it's gonna be way faster, way quicker. And you can do the same thing, kind of the same thing on Windows, but you have to go into the boot menu screen, the Windows 10, the actual Windows 10 boot menu screen. You know when it says attempting repairs on boot, and then it can't get past the screen, so then it comes up with a blue screen along with other options, saying exit and continue to Windows 10, troubleshoot and reset PC. Go into troubleshoot and reset, and then it does say recover image. Press on that. Make sure your SSD's you can do a recover image if your thing didn't go like how you wanted it to go. I would just, I don't know, recover image. Is there any way that I can export image then? Or, yeah, the only way I can export the image is just by extending the partition. Or creating a new partition in the drive. That's really easy. That's basic Windows 10 stuff. I don't know though. Yeah, so I would just recommend, Jamie, if you're watching this live stream, if your PC isn't not working properly and stuff, one thing I would definitely recommend is I would recommend you to let's say create another partition. Obviously boot into Windows 10 setup, and then create another partition, but then delete the current partition that you currently have. That may fix your issue with your PC. So otherwise, if nothing's working, Jamie, then you're gonna have to do a full reset. If there's no other option, then your only option is to do a full reset. Otherwise, I would just clone Windows to another hard drive. If you've got nothing left and all you have is to clone Windows to another hard drive, then I wouldn't really do that. If you're having issues with Windows, then I would not recommend cloning anything, because then you're gonna get the exact same thing on the thing that you cloned it to. So, why would you want to do that? But that's really strange. So guys, whenever Jamie boots his PC up these days now, after the lock screen, he goes to the home screen. On the home screen, it just says multiple crashes detected. Now, that's something in the registry. Something that probably a file in the registry editor that probably got corrupted. I would say your only option now is just to perform a full reset. I mean, you guys seen how many times I had to live stream and fully reset my laptop. I had a bunch of data on there. I did have as much data as Jamie had on there once, and all of that just got wiped. So then sometimes you have to start fresh. It's just how life is with technology. Sometimes you just have to. I mean, with the PS4 I did as well. Because on my original PS4 account, if you guys remember that, I don't know if I showed you guys or not. I'm pretty sure I did. It was like back in 2017. And then my account my PS4 got wiped in 2018. So, basically, I had about 50 or more games. It was 50 games on there. All those games, I had a ton of progress. Like, I had hours of days and weeks of progress, months of progress. Guess what happened to that? All that data, right? Ready? All of that data, all fucking gone, all gone. I still have the hard drive. The only issue now is clicking, so I can't do anything to it now. So, you see, when I opened that hard drive that one time, when I took off the hard drive, the lid off the hard drive, and I saw the disc and the arm. It was working perfectly fine when I plugged it back into the PS4, but I forgot what I did to it. Then it just started clicking, and I was like, "What the hell?" So, some hard drives, I don't know. Some hard drives have like a special type of air inside that kind of keeps this kind of warranty. Some don't. So yeah. But normally, if you open up a laptop hard drive while it's running, instantly it's gonna click because you're introducing the new air into the special air, and the special air from the hard drive goes. So That's basically what happens. But there are some laptop hard drives out there, like my original PS4 hard drive, which if you open it while it's not running, and then just have the cover off, plug it back into the PS4, turn on the PS4, the hard drive turns on and boots everything, then pretty much I guess that's okay. I wouldn't recommend having it open for too long, because when the hard drive was doing it, when it was doing the PS4 update. It was a new PS4 update that I think that's what happened to it. And the hard drive was so worn out, it was basically to the end of its life, because it would just stop. It was midway installing, it would just stop. So I don't know what the hell's going on. So when I was doing that, I tried to help the arm move. Yeah, I was being very, very careful so I don't scratch the disc or anything. I did it with the screwdriver, I think. It was my hand, but basically, I was helping the arm. I was like, come on, arm, at least install this. And it just wouldn't do it. And I'm like, why, And then, the hard drive started clicking. And then I'm like, okay, well, the hard drive pretty much is gone. Because if it's clicking, that means that the arm cannot find anything. So yeah, pretty much the hard drive has the click of death now. And over time of me trying to fix it, the little heads on the arm they've broken off now. So now I don't know where the hell they've gone. I can't find them anymore, and now the hard drive is pretty much useless. So I might go sell the hard drive or do something with it. It's pretty much useless now. It's just so bad, honestly. If the hard drive would have still been working today, oh my god, man. I'm just, only if the hard drive would still turn on. Obviously it does turn on. Only if the hard drive just what's it called? Turn on and start reading and writing again magically. I don't know. Even after I did all that shit to it, I'm just hoping. I really am just hoping that it can at least find something to read or write, whichever one. And then eventually it should just start doing this thing again. And then maybe I can recover all my data. Maybe I can not clone the PS4 software, but just clone most of the data from that account, move that to one of my USB sticks, using Windows. Obviously, that's the only way how it's gonna work. So if I try to use the PS4, it's not gonna work perfectly. So I need to use Windows for that. Windows, when it comes to something like this, moving data from one thing to another using just USB slots, Windows works perfectly for that. Maybe, I don't know, PS3, maybe I don't know about that. PS3 probably. But normally when I need to transfer something, I don't know, PS3 may not even see that there's something in the USB stick. It might, I don't know though. And if it actually allows me to transfer things over, then that's pretty good. But yeah, I mean a PS3 with 4 USB ports, that's pretty rare. Normally all of my consoles have 2 USB ports. Now obviously my PC does have 4 USB ports, which is very good because USB ports are, the more you have the better. So, pretty much, this is what it all looks like. Yeah. So I don't know what to do right now because I'm so fucking bored. I will finish eating my food and then I'm going to get out the soldering iron and I'm going to solder the wire back to where it was, back to where it was, because all the other components look fine on the motherboard. Nothing looks burnt. Nothing. The only thing that does look strange though, two things. It's just that one of the capacitors have gone fat. The other thing is that there was a little explosion mark on one of the next to one of the other components. So I'm gonna just do it anyways, because if I could bring my PC back to life just by doing that one basic thing, then I'll literally be happy, because honestly, you know, I've actually brought something back to life, which, I mean, I have brought something in the past before back to life, so wouldn't I don't know. This time though was requiring soldering, so soldering this time would actually bring it back to life, which I guess is good. But yeah, I mean, you know when something, you know when you like buy something off eBay and stuff and it's like faulty or it's not working, and eventually when you do fix it, you bring it back to life and it starts working perfectly again. That's what I want to do to my power supply. It might, but like, you know, if my power supply still doesn't work, it's not much of a deal anyways, because I'll just buy a new power supply. I'm fine with that. And a one with kind of 120 millimeter fan on it, not with the small fan and like the little design like the PS2 fat, where you've got that one fan there on the back, and then you got the motherboard and stuff in front of the fan. I kind of like the more compact design where it has the fan just on top of the motherboard, not that way, if you know what I mean, because this way is kind of old style. This way there is more common. It's more newer. I like it. I like it that style anyways. And with that, all the components on the motherboard of that power supply is going to be cool. So that's really good. Well, yeah. So pretty much, you know, I'm just hoping that all the components are good. I'm hoping nothing got damaged. If something did actually get damaged, oh my god, man, didn't mean to. Let's see if I can take apart the screws. It's a very stupid idea, but I'm doing it. Still stripped, okay. Just seeing the screws on my phone, because I know they're still stripped, but I don't know how that happened. Yeah. Pretty much though. A new power supply to my desktop would be the best, because I actually need a new power supply. But that's only if this one doesn't work. I'm fine living with this one anyways, because what I got anyways, but if I have to spend the money to get a new power supply, then obviously I will. But I'll probably get a good one, like a very good one. This one is rated for 320 watts, which is okay. There are ones that are just 300 watts, which I might just get. Or I could get a 400 watts one, but I don't know which one. I'm very confused. Depends how much watts all the chips and shit take on my motherboard. So but obviously I'm not going to be overclocking any. Now I know it is a desktop and I can overclock things, but there's no need to overclock anything. Overclocking is good. The only thing I might overclock though, maybe my CPU, maybe my RAM. Nothing else though. My CPU works perfectly fine. My RAM works perfectly fine at its current clock. So what's the need to get MSI Afterburner and just overclock things now? I have underclocked something before on my Dell laptop. I could not ever boot Windows ever again. That was a horrible mistake I made. I didn't know that was going to happen. So, that's always why you first create a restore point first. But again, creating more restore points will make boot time more slower. So I don't know if I want to do that. I might do it on another hard drive. Maybe an external hard drive, which is completely fine. But if it's on an internal hard drive, no. There's just not much of a need. Okay, guys. Finished eating my food, and I just gotta put this plate downstairs. So, pretty much, yeah. I'll be right back. See you guys in a bit. Didn't realize I was on mute, but basically I said, okay, guys, I'm back with the power supply, and I'm gonna show you guys specific. I can't even say it, man. Specifications. All right, there we go. Yeah. So, see, here's 320 watts there, 321. This is the specifications of it. So that's good. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna show you guys the inside of it. I'm gonna open it up for you guys. I'm gonna show you guys the inside of the power supply just so you guys can see. So that's the power supply. I could get a replacement, or I could just get something upgraded. You could probably see inside that all the components are all dusty. When dust is on something, depends what it is. If it's something like a cooling fan, that's very easy to clean. I've cleaned many cooling fans before. It's mostly jet fans, just because I work more with jet fans than I do with any other fans. When it comes to like Xbox 360 fans, work with them a little bit, but yeah, they at one point they were dusty, and I cleaned them as well, just so they were less dusty. So the less dust you have on your fan, the more it can actually push air. I don't know why that works, but yeah, I think it's because the dust kind of prevents lots of airflow. So the more cleaner the fans are, the more better it can actually push the air through, which is really good because it literally makes it like new again. So I'll be right back, guys. So just give me like a moment. Oh yeah, if my streaming on mute or not. I think I could probably get the soldering iron right now. I could probably just solder them in. But I need to put the phone somewhere at least, because I don't want to burn my phone. So I need to put the phone somewhere, get the selfie camera aiming at it. Probably not a selfie camera, but like just a back camera. That's it. But yeah, I'm gonna try and get an angle so you guys can see what I'm working on, and basically what I'm doing. So I barely ever solder, so my soldering isn't gonna be all that good. So don't expect it to be so good, because it's not. So yeah, but anyways, yeah. So I need to solder that wire back in, and yeah, I'm gonna show you guys the issue I'm having. So I'm gonna put the screwdriver back in the pack. Just put it back in the pack. There we go. Okay, it's back in the pack. Let me just put the pack back. What a rhyme. Anyways, I will be right back. I'm gonna get the soldering iron, I'm gonna get the screwdriver, so I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. And alright. Hopefully I'm still alive. Of course I am. Why would I not be? So, I got the screwdriver, I got the soldering iron kit, and that little bag there has got the spare capacitors. I don't know what capacitors these use. But anyways, I'm going to now take apart the power supply and show you guys the issue that I'm having. So, first thing we got to do is we got to have it laying like this. So this is how it normally lays. Pretty sure, yeah, it does. So anyone could just get a regular Phillips screwdriver like this and just take apart all the screws. But yeah, that day when I was cleaning it, I don't think I realized that I probably touched the black wire, and I didn't notice that the black wire came loose. Right, put the screws there for now. Yeah, it's always good to have a soldering iron next to you, because you never know what happens. One thing about chips or microchips, the ones that use the land grid array. Hold on. Not talking about the Intel CPUs. But I am talking about the GPUs, the internal GPUs, something like in like the PS3 or in any of the game consoles. You do have the GPU, and then you've got it's basically ball grid array, so BGA. I do like land grid array because it's very easy to clean. Contact wise, I don't know how it's gonna really make contact, but we'll see. Anyways, though. For God's sakes. So yeah, BGA chips aren't really the best if they get extremely hot, and if they're known for getting extremely hot. Something like a common issue, like in the PS3 Fat or in PS3 Slim and Fat. Basically, you know how you got like the yellow light of death? That's mostly because if your PS3 is extremely full of dust and there's dust fluff everywhere, that's literally what was the issue in this PS3. Basically, what I did was, I cleaned all that out. So I think that's probably maybe a bad power supply. I could be wrong, because the power supply was also full of dust fluff as well, so it could just be a bad power supply. And if the power supply is the issue in the PS3, maybe I can get it working again, because I got this PS3 for cheap. Maybe I can get this thing working again. I'm hoping I can. If I can, that would be the best, because obviously I take extremely good care. Whoever was taking care of this wasn't taking the best care, because they probably have no time or something. They're probably just like Mackenzie, like literally. But it's not really in the best condition, but it's in a kind of usable condition. It's playable, it's usable, but doesn't look the best. Because the only three things is missing is a PS logo that flips sideways and up, that go below the disk drive. It's missing the hard drive. Not the hard drive, the little flap that goes there. That's just a holder for the flap, but it still functions. The other thing is missing also is the hard drive cover, the cover that goes over the hard drive. But yeah, it's a nice PS3. It's just like I wanted to turn on, and I wanted to boot PS3, so you know, there's normally I don't really work so much with PS3s, but I don't know, if that was an Xbox, it would have stayed on. But I guess the reason it's not, cause, you know, but the thing about Xbox, you can actually diagnose, because Xbox is basically a PC. You can diagnose what's the issue if you press the eject button and sync controller button at the same time. It will tell you the issue through the rings. It'll say how many, like the numbers and shit. So anyways, then I'll take out this. I'll show you guys the issue. It's a very heavy power supply. Okay. So the fan pretty much is brand new. It looks brand new anyways. It might perform like brand new anyways. The wire I'm talking about is this right there. This right here is a loose wire. The capacitors, yes. The capacitors inside have basically, oh shit. Is that what I saw exploded? So on that live stream, is this the thing that kind of exploded here? This thing here, because it looks melted. That's probably what did explode. That's probably also what did buzz as well. This does not look good here. I don't know why this is like that. I don't know why this is the material and this is like... Is that what it normally is like? This is still a bit dusty, but it wasn't as dusty as before. Because before it was like, there was a dead spider and the fan was fucking dusty as. I had to clean out the fan. There was the heat sinks, they weren't as dusty, but I still clean them out. The another dusty component that I'm also talking about is that little coil there. You can probably definitely see, if I shine it just in the right direction, you could definitely see there is dust on there. Probably not the best angle. There we go, yeah, you can see through there. There's definitely dust. But that doesn't really stop it from cooling. The rest of the system is still cooling fine. Another dusty component that I just noticed just then is this massive thing here. This thing here that, you know. Yeah. But that tiny thing there is probably just for the 115 volts. I'm hoping the 240 volt one has not exploded. Because if I find out the 240 volt one has also exploded as well, I'm pretty much, I don't know what's going to happen to it. Anyway though, Mackenzie told me that the entire time that he was using this power supply, he was using in the fucking 115 volts. Now in here in the UK, we use 230 volts. So it's okay to power this with 230 volts. So yeah, the wire that went loose looked like this wire here. That basically it goes to this switch here. If I show you guys, look, it goes to this switch right there. The switch I turn it on and off with. So yeah, the capacitors have been discharged, but the capacitors have gone fat. As you can see, they gone like a tiny bit fat, but not really as fat as you guys think they are gone. I don't know how many micro things they are, but oh wait, it says right there. How many volts? How many? I can barely just make it out. But if you guys take a look though, you can kind of see it. You can kind of see the specifications on the capacitor. But yeah, I don't know about the dust right now, but I as long as I get this power supply working again, then I can clean the dust probably tomorrow, because I don't want to open it again, and these are probably still holding charge, and then you never know. So what I'm gonna do, all I have to do is solder this wire back in, this loose wire. This is the wire that probably came loose when I was cleaning it. So need to figure out a way. And I know this wire originally goes there, because there is no wire going there. So I'm thinking if I put this wire back in there, it's going to start working again. So pretty much, this is a very nice power supply. Now, is it on a 230 volt thing? Yes, it is. Because if you take a look, it's on a 230 volts right there. Yeah, this switch also feels pretty firm as well. Because if I show you guys, ready? Hopefully it's not holding charge. That's the 115 volts. Yeah, 115 volts, and 240 volts. I mean 230 volts. So yeah, pretty much, this is what you want to be on if you're in the UK. I didn't realize this power supply was. I didn't realize this was the input voltage. Basically, yeah, it is. So, for the foreign countries, is recommended for 115 volts, but for the UK, for UK only, is 230 volts. Normally it would be 240 volts, but I don't know why they switched it down to 230. But you know, yeah, this power supply does look fairly old. It is an old design, because if you just take a look at that fan, I mean that fan does look like it's from the original Xbox, doesn't it? No joke about that. That literally does look like a original Xbox fan. It doesn't sound like one, but it definitely does look like one. It's got the same kind of look to it as well. I mean, yeah, it definitely does look like an original Xbox fan though. But yeah, I'm hoping now that the air is gonna pull is now fresh and better. Basically, the entire power supply should just be cool now. Getting a bit of nervous feeling inside. I don't know why. Oh wow, there's still another cobweb inside. I didn't realize. Okay. Right. I'll do all that later, but right now I'm worrying about this wire. So I don't know if that came loose. How? Yeah, I'm not sure how that came loose. Okay. Gonna have to kind of shove this, or maybe I can take this off somehow by moving like the fan wires, then plugging this wire back in. Because seriously guys, I actually want to use this thing. I don't want the wire or any solder joints to become bad. It's off, yeah, good, it's off. It's not making contact, so nothing's gonna shock me as long as I know what I'm doing. There we are. This wire just has to go through there. I thought I smelled something, so that's why I paused, but there we are. Yeah, pretty much that wire is supposed to go through there like that, yeah? So right there, as you can see, it's moving there. That wire, I'm 100% sure is supposed to go through there, because there's nowhere else for that wire to go. And why would that wire be touching this if there's already a ground connection going to it? Because the one that's already going through it is ground. The one that's already contacting the metal, yeah, down there, that screws the metal coming from this small motherboard here. That's for the ground connection. That's also there on the PS3. Systems nowadays don't use ground connections anymore. I don't know why. I think it's because just technologies that are... Okay, guys. I don't know why, but some unknown number just decided to call me, and I don't know why. It was just then. But yeah, this little transformer here does look like it is fully intact. The only thing that I saw blew up was this thing here, this mini transformer here. Yeah, I got the phone call again, guys, so I might have to block that number, whoever the hell that is, because I'm seriously getting fed up. Actually no, how about this? I'm gonna connect my iPhone 6s to the internet, and I'm gonna fucking expose that number now. So I'm fed up with that shit. That's if it comes up on the iPhone 6s as well. It may not, it may. I don't know. It doesn't, okay. But basically though, recents. Yeah, nothing yet in recents. Strange. Maybe there's one of the people that's mocking me again. I hate when people do that. I might expose that number on a what's it called thing. Actually, wait, hold on. Let me just check something. No, and hold on. No. Yeah, it's definitely not that number. Definitely not that number. Okay. So they're fine. For now, that is though. It's probably some stupid SIM card company. They're calling me at the wrong time though, because I'm live. And I want to get this done with. Okay. I might have to block that number, whoever the hell that is, because I'm not in the mood for that right now. I don't want to deal with that shit anymore right now. But anyways, yeah. So I'm looking at all the other capacitors. This capacitor right down there, for some reason, does look a bit moved. Nothing else I see that's gone bad. I don't know what it could be. The only thing I see that's kind of gone bad is just these two capacitors, but that's really it. Mostly this one there. But, you know, I don't know how many micro thing it is, so I can take a closer look. Because I wanna actually know how many it is. So then I can get this over and done with. I might have something like this in the cupboard somewhere, but I don't know. Right, okay. So it must have been this little transformer that blew up then. But why would that? Can't tell if that stick to it. Yeah, I don't know why it's. I do not know why it's like that. Probably must have melted or something when it probably exploded. That's probably how the factory put it together. I don't know. I haven't touched that thing though. There we got the two little tiny capacitors here, but the electrolyte capacitors one. Pretty dangerous. All right. So yeah, we do have a bit of rust. That's just from weather damage. I can't do a lot about that. I don't know what to do about that. I do know. I don't know. Oh man, I honestly just want this power supply working again. Because you guys don't know how much I actually want to use my desktop PC. Because ever since I took this power supply apart and I put it back together, I didn't notice that this was loose there. The first time when I took apart the power supply, when I put it back together, I didn't notice it. Because obviously it probably went loose from that, and then when I took it apart the second time, to just to clean the fan, I didn't notice that this wire was loose. So you guys should pay close attention when you guys are doing something like this, because you don't know what could happen. I'm just hoping nothing explodes and all goes good and my PC turns on. The power supply turns on and my PC turns on. So then I'll be able to boot into Windows again on my desktop. Just because I fixed one tiny issue. It was not that bad actually. I mean, this thing here, if however this power supply still doesn't turn on afterwards, then I will just buy a new power supply. I'm fine with that. But at the moment, I'm gonna have to see what I can do because this wire is fucking loose. Right, okay. I'm gonna have to get the soldering iron ready. Make sure the wire on the other side is good. Okay, good. Yeah, pretty much I'm just making sure that the wire is in. What about on this side? Okay, that's in as well. Pretty much it's all in. Nothing else is loose. Yeah, nothing else is loose. Strange. None of these main wires here that goes to the PC is loose. Working with electric is, if it's something like 240 volts, if you don't know what you're doing, it can be very scary. But I don't know. If you know what you're doing, it's not as scary because you know. But anyways, if you know all the components, then that's good. Anyways, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to get the soldering iron ready because I need to basically get the soldering iron pad. So yeah, pretty much now I feel good that I showed you guys the power supply. So, you know, it's always good to show the stuff than from hiding it, because then you don't know. But yeah, that's the power supply that I got given with it. So I'm going to try and fix the power supply first. Then if the power supply does not fix, then I could pretty much just buy a new one. But I don't want to buy a new one. If I have to buy a new one though, I will. Oh, God. Okay. I'm just hoping that, you know, the power supply would turn on, the PC would go, and then, yeah. Basically, the normal stuff the PC does when it turns on. So, yeah, I don't think this wire was so firm. That's probably why it's not turning on properly, but it's fine. All I have to do, though, is just make sure that it's all in, really. Okay. Where's that pad gone? Hold on, let me try and find that pad. I know it's somewhere in there. Okay, guys, so searching through this bag and I found this HDMI to SCART converter. I don't know why that's there. SCART is very old nowadays, but there we go. We got HDMI to SCART. For some reason, it's on this NTSC version. We're not in the NTSC country, so we need to put it on PAL. So in 3, 2, 1. Hold on. 3, 2, 1. Hold on. If you put it onto PAL, it's gonna be more. Yeah, pretty much though. It's supposed to be on PAL because we are in the PAL country. It's Europe, so Europe is always PAL. NTSC would be something like Japan or America, and that's pretty much it. NTSC, however, is better, but if you're in the PAL country, you just use PAL. I know PAL isn't the best, but you're gonna have to just do it anyways because we're not in the NTSC country. Because even though it would still work, we're just not in an NTSC country. We're in the PAL country. We're in the PAL region, so it makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah. We got another grounding cable. It looks like. Amazing. Anyways, I don't know why that's there. Let's just take the pad. I found the pad finally. The pad looks like not really in the best condition, but it's probably pretty doable. I can just, if I do it like this, I'm just gonna burn it. So I need to get the I need to get a bit of water to the pad. So that's fine. I'm fine with that. I need to be right back anyways. Oh yeah, one thing I kind of almost forgot about is why I need to plug in a soldering iron, because I need to make sure that goes hot as well. Because if that's not hot, then I don't know. So yeah, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to remove this stuff. And I'm going to put I might have the lid-free thing out if I need it. I don't really need it at the moment, but I'll have to see. Just in case it doesn't go well together, and I will just have the lead-free thing. I don't know. Alright. This is just, it looks like a very basic task. It may not be all that basic, but you know, The more basic it is, the better. The more easy it is for you guys, but basic task, just solder a wire back in. I can easily do that. But you do need a bit of flux, just because anyways, yeah. I'm gonna get the soldering iron plugged in, and then I'm gonna get to work. So yeah. One thing I need to unplug. I'm gonna unplug my laptop charger because I don't really need that at the moment. I don't need the laptop powered on right now. Oh, maybe it's a bit far from the plug. The plug wire's very short, so I gotta make sure it's thing plugged in properly. Oh man, so tired. Shit. Okay, plugged in. Soldering iron is plugged in. Very good, very good. Okay, now I'm just gonna turn it on, and I'm gonna first thing I'm gonna make sure is that okay. Yeah, the tip of the soldering iron, it's not the, don't worry, the plug is not on, but the tip, if I show you guys, I'm gonna have to fucking there. There we are. If you take a look at that tip right there, show you guys the tip. Yep, it's pretty much focus. Pretty much, yeah. If I show you guys, it's not really the smoothest tip ever, is it? So makes sense to why I'm gonna have to get all that stuff off. The front of the soldering iron looks like. Yeah, pretty much. It's a nice little soldering iron. I have soldered with this before. It does work though, so you know we've got to get this in now. So have to leave it like that then, I guess. Anyways though, I will pretty much be right back. guys, I'm back. So pretty much you gotta just make sure that the pad is pretty much just moisturized, because if it's not moisturized, let me show you guys what it looks like. Ready? When the pad is not, so obviously I just went and ran it under my tap downstairs in the kitchen. So yeah, pretty much now it's soft. Now it's like soft and moisturized. So I did get a few extra bits of water in there, but I did squeeze it. You could just basically squeeze it out, and the moisturization would pretty much be there. So now all you gotta do, just put the pad in place like this. Now you gotta turn on the soldering iron. Yeah, turn on the soldering iron. Then you wait for that. Pretty much, I don't know how I'm gonna actually do this, but what I could do though, while the soldering iron is warming up, hoping I don't bump into anything now. Shit. Just moving it a little bit. Hopefully this goes well. I'm really hoping it does. And hold on, I might have to put the phone down for this. There we go. It's a little bit more leveled up now. If you take a look, it's a little bit more higher now. Yeah, so waiting for the soldering iron. Feels a little bit warm. It's on, yeah. See if it's gonna go. Ready? Not yet. I don't think it's hot enough. Is it hot enough to melt solder though? Is it hot enough to melt solder? I can feel the heat, but is it hot enough to melt solder? Let's see. No. Oh wait, it is going. Look, ready? Hear it. It is definitely going. I gotta wait for this to warm up a little more. Hopefully, I could just. Is it hot enough to melt that? No. Nowhere near, but it is hot enough to go. Wait, it's smoking. So you pretty much got to make sure the old solder is off. You can see the old solder coming off. Yep, the old solder is definitely coming off. This is really good. Okay, hold on. Let me just put the phone somewhere. I'm gonna put the phone right here, so you guys can see how I do this. Please stay. Don't you fucking fall. Yep, that burning smell is coming from the soldering iron. You know what? I'm just gonna have to do it like this. Right, ready? Shit. Okay, gotta make sure it's off like this. Yeah, it keeps moving. See, I don't have a third hand. Gonna have to do it like this then. Pretty much now, the tip is nice like that. See if I can I melt it at least. It's hot enough, but I don't think it's melting. Oh wait, it is. Look. I can see the smoke is melting. Look. Yeah, look, it's melting it. So that solder there, you see, yeah, that shiny solder. That's good enough. Okay, now I've got to make sure this wire. So if I go here, there is no flux, by the way. Just hoping it goes in. Okay. This is soldering. Soldering 2022. Yeah, what I might have to do is I might have to melt a bit of that lead-free thing onto there. So I don't think I can make the phone see it, but I'll definitely do it off. Cause that's a little bit. It's more easier for me. So gonna melt a bit of solder on there. That's toxic fumes there, I guess. on, just go on this solder. Hold on. That should be good enough now. Now if I just clean off my soldering iron, I'm going to show you guys how this is ready. Ready, look. You can oh, didn't realise a selfie camera, hold on. You can pretty much see now that the soldering iron, I'm cleaning it off and the solder balls are right there, they're all visible. Get this back in, not step over the cable. And this is a very careful job that I'm doing. I'm going to turn it off from the back just so it's safe. So now I'm going to see, did I solder that wire in correctly? Because I don't know if I did. I'm going to have to see, hold on. Just give it a closer look, you know. I must have. I don't know if I did. Yeah. I think I did a pretty good job soldering that. Let me just show you guys. Let me show you guys how I did it. Ready? So I saw the solder blob here melt. There's a contact in the cable. It looks like it is. Could be wrong though, couldn't I? Because this solder there that I just applied. Can I tuck back the cable? Oh, the cable looks like it's stuck. Let's go. Pretty much I've soldered on the new cable. I could just do this, couldn't I? Solder it on a little bit more. Yeah. Pretty much though. It's better though. This is my soldering techniques. Even though I didn't include any flux, because the flux tin, for some reason, guys, the flux tin is really hard to get open. I can't open it. It's just way too hard to get open. But this is my job of soldering, so I'm hoping you guys do enjoy. Because I'm hoping now the power supply is going to turn on. Because the cable pretty much plugged in now. So now the power cable, yeah, pretty much it's in. So now when I put this back together, I'm hoping now the PC actually turns back on. So, oh man, this is my soldering job. I'm just hoping now it actually turns back on. The soldering is really easy though. But I barely ever solder, so this is my second time soldering. Was it my second time? Yeah, it was. Actually, yeah. Second or third time soldering. One of those. I'm just quite nervous to plug it in now. But I'm just hoping it does turn on though. I might turn it on a little bit later. Just so I'm less nervous. Because I'm really nervous right now. I don't know what it's going to do. I might get another explosion. I don't know. I'm just hoping though. When I flick the switch to on, it goes. This power supply goes. Like it turns on, and it starts cooling the power supply, and the PC turns on, and goes, whew. And then I'm like, yes, let's go. The PC turned on. Let's go. Because all it was just one basic little cable, and how I know it was just that cable is because it was after I put it all back together. After I gave it a deep clean, the fan, I put it all back together, and I knew. Well, I didn't know, but at the time. I was like, okay, let's see if the power supply turns back on, and it didn't. So, yeah, pretty much about like half a week ago, maybe a week ago it was, I gave it a close inspection, and it was actually that cable that was loose. So it was just a loose cable, I think. But yeah, you've got the two little thing here. This one is the one that's for something 15 volts. 115 volts, and this one, I think this massive one here is probably for the 230 volts. I did see a close kind of explosion, so it must have been, yeah, it must have literally just been this that exploded, because when I put it all back together, I remember just seeing an explosion somewhere in front of the fan, and I know it was one of these that exploded. So it wasn't this. Wait a minute. They all have the same kind of rating on them. Yeah, I don't know which one did explode actually. Yeah, I have a feeling it's probably it's definitely this one exploded. But yeah, what was that thing that exploded before? Because when I looked at it, it did look like it exploded before. So I'm gonna just show you guys what that was, but I need to find it again because the thing isn't there. I need to make sure it's there. Otherwise, if it's not there, then I don't know. Where is it gone? Yeah, it was in this power supply somewhere. But I just don't know where. Where would it have been? Where was that explosion? Because I remember seeing next to it one of the capacitors that did explode. It was a capacitor that literally looked like that. Literally looked like that. So, find that capacitor. Because I remember something did blow up in here. Something blew up before I took it apart. So no, Mackenzie probably tinkered or did something with it. And now, pretty much it's gone bad. I can't really find the explosion mark. So, yeah, that's not good. But I'm hoping the power supply does turn back on at least. It doesn't have to work properly. Just I want it to work. I want it to turn back on. I want to see this fan spinning, and I want to see the PC come back to life, because that's what I want to do. Because if not, then I don't know. But I'm really scared to plug it in now. So yeah. But yeah, though, pretty much though, this power supply is very good. So yeah, good thing that I actually soldered the wire back in. Because now the wire, it's in there. It's really in there. So, hoping it actually does make the contact. If not, then I will try to resolder that. Because that doesn't look the best. Because look, it's kind of raised up a little bit. If you take a look. Look at that. You see that? Where is it? There. Yeah. That right there is kind of raised up. So, I don't know if it's going to work or not. I'm hoping it does still work though. Obviously it should. I mean, continuity, yeah. It should still work. I can get a multimeter and see if it makes any continuity and see if that, But I think is that I don't really have a multimeter, so I can't. But I'll make it go into continuity mode and then have the two probes into. Let's see, where's the other black wire going? Just go into the power supply. Yeah, have one probe on here. Have the other one go into the actual power on the actual trace where the wire is, and then turn on the switch. And if the meter beeps or goes beep, or it says something, then there we go. We have continuity. So that's one way. But yeah, pretty much though, this power supply is. If it wasn't faulty, then yeah, it would work perfectly. But yeah, today is the day where I did just solder in that wire, so I'm hoping now it's all fine now. Now I can put this back together and test it, but I'll test this thing a little bit later on, because I have put back the wire in, and then now I just need to see if it all works. If it still doesn't work, so if it's a 50-50, it may work, it may not work. Then But I know the capacitors may still work. So yeah. See, I might have a capacitor something like this in the bag somewhere. But it has to be. It doesn't have to be the same height. It could just be the exact same readings, because as technology advances, things are getting smaller and smaller with component wise, which is good. Because that's really good. I just have to get one that matches. That's all. And I have gave this a nice clean of baby wipes as well. It does still look dirty, but that's just how it is. It's the most I can clean it, to be honest. And now we'll be really, really careful and put this all back together. I can't do this one-handed. Hold on. Okay. I think I put it on the wrong way. I might have to take it off again, put it on a different way. Put it on the other way. That's what I get confused with sometimes, you know. There we go, this looks more like it. Last time I did have the case installed a little bit incorrectly, so I'm just trying to correct that now. There we are. Okay, pretty much it should look like this. I had one of the layers, I think it was on this side, that was kind of out. It was this, the lip for this wasn't inside. It was just out. It was outside, so don't know if that was causing the issue, but now that I got it all back together, I'm gonna screw it all back in. Just see if it works. That's all. But anyways, yeah. We should get the right screw. Let me get the right screw. Where's it gone? There it is. Okay. Screwing it in. There we are. Screwing another screw in. So just wait until that gets screwed in. Don't think I screwed it in straight. Yeah, I didn't screw it in straight. Okay, there we go. So all the other screws in. I'm just gonna put the last one in. And then it's time for testing later on, though. I won't do it right now. I'll do it later on. I'm probably not gonna hook it up anyways. So yeah, I'm gonna do the hooking it up and stuff later, cause you know. But yeah, it's always good to have tools around with you when you really need them. But yeah, pretty much now, power supply is done. Should be done anyways. That's only if it does turn on the PC and PC posts. I'm just hoping that all that stuff does happen. I'm hoping the power supply turns on, so it bothers to turn on the fan, and it also bothers to turn on the PC as well. So if it just turns on the fan, doesn't turn on the PC, there's something wrong with one of the other components, which I probably can't fix. If it's something like a capacitor, obviously I could just solder in a new capacitor. That's fine. But yeah, I mean, soldering is really easy if you know what you're doing. Yeah, it's based on how how you deal with stuff and skills. So yeah, soldering for me is really easy. Well, currently, yeah, right now it's really easy. Anyways, though, I have soldered it all in, so now I'm just gonna make sure I don't make these go bad. There we go. Yeah, so pretty much now, power supply's down there, and I'm just gonna put this thing back. I'm gonna put this entire kit back anyways. This was very good though, because this soldering iron does help. No, what am I doing? Accidentally turned it on. That's very stupid of me. Anyways, though, I'm bet you guys those solder balls on that pad is probably going hard now. Let me touch them to see. Yep, pretty much they're just rolling around. Okay. So yeah, I mean, just rolling around on there. Could just take it out then, couldn't I? Could just do this. Shit. Where did that go? Oh, I see. I think this is it. Yep, I found a ball. There we are. That's the soda ball. Luckily, I saw it. If I didn't, then I probably would have never even noticed it. I'm gonna put the soda ball right here on my iPhone 6s. It's gonna be right there. And now I'm just gonna put this pad back in. There's still a bit of soda balls left on the pad, anyways. Yeah, I'll see what I can do about all these soda balls here on this pad. As if I zoom in and show you guys. If you take a close look, you can see it. Yeah, all the soda balls on the pad. It's micro soda, like micro soda. But yeah, crazy. Okay. So now what I'm gonna do is oh, I felt something fall on my hand. I don't know if that was another soda ball. What was it? This? Oh, was this just some little piece of crap? I don't know what that is. Anyways, pretty much, yeah. Smells nice too. Smell of electronics. Okay, so take this out. Now I don't know if this is safe to touch. Probably isn't. But what I'm gonna do though is I'm gonna put this back. Hold on. Yeah, pretty much though. In a few, like 1 hour, yeah, it's gonna be safe to touch. I don't know if it's safe to touch at the moment, but it's great to have a soldering iron because you can solder a lot of things. You don't have to just do big soldering. You can do micro soldering if you want to as well. That's no big deal as well. But there are soldering irons out for that as well. So, you know. But yeah, I would definitely. Oh, this is still pretty warm. The casing that this goes in is actually still pretty warm. I'll put it anyways. Just because, I mean, the bottom is cold, but the top, for some reason, this is the warmest part of it. I don't know why. Because that's where all the heat was dissipating. That's probably where it kind of consumed some of the heat. Anyways, then we got this. We use it just for testing. So as you can see, the little copper wire, well, not the copper wire, but like the little soldering thing side. This does say lead free, but I don't really like lead free stuff. But I mean, I don't really mind it as long as it works. Then yeah. But it does melt at lower temperatures, so that's one thing I don't like. But yeah, it's the little soldering wire, so the little thing that you test the iron with. And then you put this main pad back in there as well. And then you also put all these bags back in. Just trying to make it compact. We do have some other power supplies that I could probably take it from, but I don't know at the moment. I'm just hoping this power supply does work. So this is the only thing that I'm doing to it. Not doing anything else. I did clean it. That's the only thing I really did though. Everything else though, in the power supply though, pretty much should be working perfectly fine. Because when the PC is on, that's when it's mostly using all the other components in the power supply. Otherwise, you don't even need this. Anyways, yeah, compact bag looks really good. I'm gonna now. There we go. Pretty much now I should be done now with the soldering. Or soldering, let's say. And now I'm just gonna put this bag back in the cupboard. So I'll be right back. And along with the screwdriver, so I'll also be right back. Okay guys, pretty much I'm back in this. I got the space back in my room that I needed. Yeah, my laptop charger, I'm gonna plug that back in now. There we go. Back in. So yeah, that was all to it basically. So I'm hoping now that the power supply actually powers on and shit. Because if it doesn't, I'm just gonna be so annoyed. Because honestly, after all that soldering, I honestly, man. But yeah, so I'm just gonna wait a bit of time for me to actually get less nervous, and then to the point where I'm not nervous anymore. Then I can actually plug this in, get it all hooked up, start using my desktop PC again, which would be very good because I actually want to use my desktop. It's just been sat there. Now it's just collecting dust, and the thermal paste is just drying now. So I I want to get some sort of use out of my PC anyways. What I could do with the solder ball here. So I'm going to put the solder ball there. There we go. Okay, just so it's like a little collectible thing. Oh, hold on. 100% charge. Okay, that case I may as well just. There we go. 100% charged. So, this is where I put the solder ball. Little spear of solder. Little sphere of solder. There we are, right there, yeah? If I zoom out though, ooh. There we go. Pretty much now it's all in there. Yeah, so the memory is out, but normally I do this for safety, because say if the PC boots, like, turns on, I don't want the hard drive to just keep loading Windows 10, and I don't realize that it's loading, and then turn it off and shit. So, I mean, I could plug in the PC right now. I'm a bit nervous because But yeah, definitely though, that switch was not bad, and that switch was not the thing. It was nothing wrong with the RAM, because the RAM actually did work. It worked anyways, and it was working. The only issue is the second RAM slot does not work, because as you guys seen, the PC turns on, but it does not post if you have the RAM in the second RAM slot. That's a pretty common issue with desktop PCs because normally it's not really a thing with laptops because I normally don't see what happen with laptops. This is the only PC that I have, only desktop PC, and I've only seen it on this. So currently I can only just use one RAM slot, but that's fine because Windows 10 actually allows USB to be RAM as well. So if I plug in a USB stick that's like 8 gigabytes, I can use that as virtual memory or ready boot. But yeah. So I'm just hoping now that all goes good and well and boots up, and it may not last that long, but depends really if anything does get disconnected or anything. But at least I saved another PC power supply. But anyways, yeah. So if I can get it to boot up Windows 10 and actually post as well, I'll be really happy that I've actually got the power supply working again and the PC obviously. But I hope those little tiny transformers are not to control one thing. I hope those are for separate voltage. Like there was two little transformers, and there was one of them was for 115 volts, which I probably can't use anymore. The other one was for the main one, which I use, was 230 volts. It's pretty strange how Mackenzie was on 115 volts for such a long time, and nothing happened on his end, even though you're actually supposed to just be using 230 volts. So 230 volts though, it's good enough. Now the wattage, I don't know if that's the input wattage or how much the power supply takes and gives to the PC. But yeah, so I'm not really going to be doing any overclocking or anything, so it shouldn't really be that bad. But it's going to be a loud power supply, that's just how it is. Even after cleaning those cobwebs, it's still going to be fairly loud, but I'll see what I can do about it. It's probably just, maybe there's a fan controller inside the power supply that makes the power supply fan goes to full speed. But anyways, I'm going to see if there's a way where I can turn on the power supply without the PC, because I'm doing this only just for testing purpose. I'm not doing this for I don't know, entertainment purposes. I'm just doing that for testing, just to see if the power supply actually bothers to actually turn on the fan. So that's basically what I'm doing. But yeah, I hope it does work and all goes well. And my extender is really busy, if you guys can see. Yeah, it's blinking too fast, so it's making the phone think that one light's doing a little bit and the other LED's doing more than the other. But both of them are doing just the exact same speed. It's just the phone sees it a little bit more differently. Anyways, so yeah, once I get that done, I'm gonna get the hard drive plugged in, the RAM plugged in, the RAM hooked up into the PC. First slot, obviously, the one that's closest to the CPU, and I'm just hoping it does post, and obviously it's gonna post, obviously, and then CPUs. So, that's also one thing. But yeah, so I go to the casino, go inside, and I walk to the wheel. Depending on when I did it, it will say your spin of the lucky wheel is now available, or it would say you have to wait 5 hours, for example, you have to wait this many hours, this many minutes, and this many milliseconds until you're available to spin the wheel. So yeah, basically it's been a few days. So obviously I can go on GTA and I can spin the wheel right now, depending on what car's in there, because they update their apparently they update their casino it used to be every Friday, now it's every Tuesday for some reason. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, so while we're waiting, I could just do this. You can probably hear hold on. Yeah, I don't know if it's so audible. I'm going to go on my iPhone 6, so I'm going to take a listen if my microphone can hear it. Because I'm pretty sure my microphone can hear it. Yep. Didn't mean to go on there. Okay, there we go. Okay. Pretty much let's go on YouTube. Okay. Pretty much let's go on YouTube. I'm gonna see now. I'm gonna put the phone vertical, so I'll put the phone like this. I'm gonna see now. I'm gonna put the phone vertical. That's what it looks like. Put the phone like this. Pretty much it looks like that now. I'm gonna see if my phone can hear the coil whine. Ready? Pretty much it looks like that now. Hold on, I think the phone can hear it. Yeah, you can definitely hear the coil whine. Hold on, I think the phone can hear it. Hold on, let me just see with my ear where it's coming from. It's kind of hard to listen to. Yes, it's where the hard drive is. So it'll be right there, literally right there. Bye. It's not so audible to the microphone. Let me put my phone back horizontal. It's not so audible to the microphone, but it's audible to me. I don't know why. Let me just hold on. Alright, hold on a minute. So yeah, what is it called? Not what it's called. What is it called? Yeah. So you can hear the coil whine. That's just standby power. I don't know why it does that. I think the coil whine, the component that produces that coil whine sound, the layer of the little protection thing on there, is probably came off over time when the heat from the APU would enter the thing. So yeah, pretty much now. I mean, this thing is fairly quiet with the Arctic Silver 5. Ever since I applied Arctic Silver 5, it's way more calmer and way more quieter. So, and this is the sound that it's gonna make when I turn on the PS4. Ready? So if I get my controller, hold on, let me get my controller. I'm gonna put the phone back to the power supply, and I'm gonna make you guys listen to it. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Fuck. 3. Hold on. 3, 2, 1. So basically, you guys can hear it makes a higher pitch sound, and then it actually powers a PS4. But there we go. We do have a signal. So, and yeah, there is a game in there as well. We do have GTA. Once it boots up, it's gonna. There we go. We do have stuff. There we go. Yeah, it is on low battery, but I'll probably do something about that. Yeah, I do want to live stream on here as well because it is very fast now with the internet speed. Yeah, I have tweaked the internet settings a little bit more, so just to make my MTU speed better and to make my DNS. I've changed my DNS, so should be a little bit more responsive now. But anyways, we do have the secondary hard drive is doing things. Yeah, it has collected a bit of dust. You can probably see if I turn on this light. Way better lighting here now. You can definitely see though, it has collected a bit of dust. Well, I think that's dust only for when I'm sleeping, and then maybe when the dust when I'm like when I move my blanket, that's probably the dust from the blanket. But really though, when I'm not in here, you know, this room barely ever collects any dust because I take really good care of things in here, and this is the room that has the least amount of dust in it. Even though it's a small room, this is the room that has the least amount of dust, which is amazing. The room that has the most amount of dust in my house is the toilet. You leave the heater on in there for like 2 days, and it's gonna be full of dust. So that's not good. I have cleaned that though. I have cleaned that out before, and it's still gathered dust again. So probably see my very nice little APU. I just had that there for show. Just because I like seeing an APU. But yeah though, with an SSD though, you can really have your PS4 at any angle. The only thing you have to worry about is the APU chip itself, because kind of does matter what angle it's operating at, and also maybe the power supply, but also the jet fan, because the jet fan is the component that's spinning. I wouldn't recommend having it in a tilted angle for too long, just because the spinning parts are going to get worn out, especially also the disk drive as well. Every single time if there's a game in there, it will boot up the game, and it will start spinning full speed. So you got to make sure that there's also no game in the disk drive. But trust me, it is a warm up for the power supply, because PlayStation power supplies do go bad sometimes, and sometimes they do need a warm up. So you know, like having no game in there would make it quieter, but I don't know. I mean, I always have a game in the disk drive just because. Yeah, better. Oh man, no one's online. You serious? The fuck is that? What is it? What is that on the edge of my phone? What the hell? What's taking on my phone? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I didn't realize what that was. It was actually just my hand. Didn't fucking realize. Anyways, there's no one online. I mean, fair enough that everyone's at school today, so, you know. Yeah, yesterday it was fucking stressful as. I'm hoping that tomorrow, or today, tomorrow isn't stressful. I'm just hoping that. Because if I find tomorrow stressful as well, I'm not going to be happy. Because life is always massive stress. Hey, I guess you just live life, you know. Anyways, though, but yeah, I still have my keyboard and mouse, my wireless keyboard and mouse still hooked up to the PC, so it should just boot anyways. You know, it should turn on, should do its thing. And the only reason why I turned the PC off and did all this stuff, because all I wanted to get was sound. I wanted to get sound out of my speakers, because you know my speakers are there, and I'm thinking if I plug in my USB speakers, which I've modded myself, then because before these speakers are just positive and negative terminals, so I'm thinking if I would have hooked up these speakers, it would have been a little bit more better. So just because I like getting sound I like sound. I could just, however, just hook up a mini speaker inside of the PC, but what's the need for that? You know, what's the need for that? Not much of a need. Yeah, I've heard that you can get USB ports as well, which is really good. Like USB ports where you basically plug it in the pins. That's what those extra pins are for on the motherboard. Yeah, my extender is doing things. And this is what my hard drive sounds like when it's idle. Ready? Couldn't leave the phone there, couldn't I? Like this is what my PS4 does when it's idle. This is what rest mode is. Launching GTA with the disc spinning at full speed. Wait, never mind. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Closing GTA. Let's see how story mode sounds like when it's loading. Ready?
pretty much we're loading into story mode now, so... Oh wait, you can hear the coil one, look, ready? You can literally hear the coil one from the power supply. Go outside then, let's see. And the coil one is the thing that's going... Oh. That's the coil one from the power supply, so I've got to get that fixed soon. But, I mean, it's going to happen again anyways. Now the power supply was pretty dusty before, but if I try to take it apart, something might break in the power supply. Not any components, but the plastic. 'Cause I've seen it before. Because all I want to do is clean it. The more cleaner the power supply, the better the game and stuff would perform. AMD hardware we like. Let's go in the garage. Okay, you know what? Let's just load into online. You can stare at the power supply, the coil one from it. Oh, you can hear the coil one again. Okay. Yeah, my character's just there in the garage or the garage. Let's go ahead and go outside, shall we? There we are. So as soon as the graphics load in, I can just on the loading screen the coil wind stops, but then as soon as I see the graphics, it just starts going again. Shit. I'm doing one-handed driving right now, guys. It's really hard, by the way. I like how the jet fan is completely just calm. Well, not like completely calm, but yeah, you know. shit. Okay, okay. I did bump into something at least. Shit. Okay, come on. Pull the fucking handbrakes. Oh my god. The handbrakes just... Oh my god, man. They're not pressure sensitive. Right. Let's see what the coil wine sounds like right now when my character loads into the casino. Let's see. Ready? 3, 2, 1. There we go, your spin of the lucky wheels now available. Same car, obviously it is Tuesday, so... See what my character gets from the wheel. Three, two, oh fucking hell, man. 3, 2, 1. See what I get? It's rendering so much. Don't get casino. Okay, discount. I barely ever get a discount, but okay. Elitist travel. What the heck? Elitist travel discount. Okay, nice. Let's walk out of the casino then, shall we? Let's see what it sounds like if I go in the casino garage. Okay, I'm in. I don't really want the motion blur to be there because then that's going to also cost the APU more time to render, but it's obviously going to render all quick. Let's just exit. I'm outside now, so get to my car. And then basically from this, I'm just going to drive back home. There's APU's day now. So... because before the APUs were not standing there, and now the APUs are standing there, like what? It's really strange. Oh, this is the strange thing about AMD hardware. Oh my god! Oh, I can't pull the brakes. What the fuck happened? What? Oh shit! My controller died. Okay, I'm gonna quickly charge my controller then. Don't know why my jet fan's going full speed, but normally that kind of stuff does happen in the shower. But I don't know why it's not doing that. Okay, got my charging cable along with another charging cable. I didn't need that other charging cable, I just got a bit confused. I'm going to use my phone charger plug for this, to charge the controller. It's on charge, let's go ahead and turn it on. There we go. Right, pretty much now I'm driving with two hands, so now I can just drive home. Woohoo! The stream feels a bit more responsive, so that's really good. The DNS server is actually responding pretty well because it's a lot more responsive. Alright. Amazing. I like how the stream is a bit more responsive now. So it's a lot more seconds. The stream has catched up a little bit more seconds, so that's really good. I'm going back to my apartment, so I was in the garage and now I'm going in. Drink some green juice, shall we? Let's see what the power supply coil wine does. If I drink the green juice in first person, would that make a difference for the power supply or the APU? Okay, that was me drinking green juice in first person. Let's go back to third person. So now what I'm going to do, my character doesn't need a shower, so I'm going to give him a shower. See what that sounds like. Now obviously my jet fan does go to... With the previous thermal paste, my jet fan did go to full speed, but... What's it called? My jet fan's not going as full speed now because of the thermal paste. So if you update your thermal paste, keep updating your thermal paste. What I mean is if you keep applying new thermal paste, like I would say every 3-4 months, then your PS4's APU would be pretty cool then, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, you can hear my jet fan now. But I think I know why the previous thermal paste looked a bit strange, because the probably must have been the way it was applied, or the pressure from the APU. Now, obviously, if you do have a bit more, if the APU is getting more hotter, then obviously from the extra pressure, the APU is creating a bit of condensation. I learned this from my thermal pads with my PS2s. Thing is, the cooling updated chip isn't all that good. So the chip that keeps track of the temperature of the CPU and GPU, or just that one chip, or the South Bridge, let's say, or the GPU. Basically, what happens is if you play a game that's really intensive, and then you hear the jet fan go to full speed, or almost like you hear it goes like 50 or 70, 60% speed, then pretty much that's how you know there's pressure being applied. Now my character is taking a shower right now, but I don't know how. Normally the jet fan would be going to full speed, but it's not. And now I'm gonna hit stop showering. I can't speak today. So now you can probably see or hear the jet fan is calming down, which is what you want. So, probably hear the power supply again. Yep, you definitely hear the coil whine from the power supply. I don't think that's my APU, because if it's coming from the side where the hard drive is, then it's obviously not the hard drive. It's happened before as well, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, it's a coil whine from the PlayStation 4 power supply. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go in bed. I'm going to pause the game. I'm going to go online and then leave GE online. So wait, this doesn't happen with all games, just some games, but yeah, I can still hear the power supplies coil. Basically, when you pause the game, the jet fan has calmed down, and it kind of makes so where you've paused it, it basically makes it into a picture. It doesn't save it as graphics. So I think it takes away the APU or does something. Oh no, the APU stay there. I think the what's it called? I think the what's it called? The APUs, obviously they stay there, but there's something in the coding of the game that makes the graphic, it turns them into basically a still picture, and it blurs it out. It's basically what happens when you pause the game when you're playing GTA story mode. Online is slightly different when you're playing online. It blurs the background, but it's still live. It's all still graphics in the background. So the story mode is slightly different. So So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna close the game, and you guys are gonna hear the power supply is gonna stop doing coil 1 in 3, 2, 1. And now you can just hear the hard drive's idle. So you should not be able to hear the power supply anymore because, well, there's technically still slight graphics in the background on my home screen. But I think if I make that into a still image, it will save a bit more power. I don't know though. I don't really like having a still image on the PS4. I don't know. I kind of do, I kind of don't. Like a live wallpaper, but like a still image, I don't know. But like something like a live wallpaper like this, then I do like it. It does look nice. But I can still kind of slightly hear my power supply. You know, I'm putting my ear close to the stream playback, and I can still hear my power supply, but it's not as intense. So it's basically applying less voltage to the APU to deliver the performance it needs. So yeah, that's basically it. If you guys did enjoy today's stream, you know what to do. I'm going to show you guys where I had the phone the whole time. Hopefully the phone. Oh my god, the phone was so fucking close to falling. But anyways, I had the phone there the whole time. Basically I had the phone, let me give you an example. I had the phone like that. I basically had it like that. And that's how it was getting all. I don't know how it picked up, I don't know how it managed to pick up the power supply sound, the coil one from the power supply, but it definitely managed to pick up the hard drive sound and the disk drive. So that's basically why I had the phone. And yeah, so now I'm gonna go horizontal. And yeah. So hopefully now later on my PC does actually turn on the power supply as well, and I hope that goes good. And yeah, so that's gonna be it for today. If you did enjoy today's stream, I might go on the what's it called? I might go live on the PS4. I don't know at the moment, but yeah. So if you guys did enjoy today's stream, you know what to do. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.